Look at the freckles. Mr. Freckles. Boy, look at Mr. Freckles. Oh. Yabba yabba. Does that feel good? I know that feels good. Oh. Mr. Clean. You were so muddy. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Are you ready to go out for a walk? Huh? Okay, come on. Let's do it. Come on. Okay. Get your leash here out of the pile. Oh, good boy, sit. Good boy, sit. Oh, okay, I'm coming. Hold on. Okay, you ready? Get your nose right up against the glass. Okay, right here. Okay, buddy. Let's do it. Oh, there's the old rig. Biding its time out here in the driveway. Hi, everyone. Good morning. I hope y'all are having a great day. Oh, it feels so nice here. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah, you see, I've got full-on long breeches on and a jacket because it's not warm, but it's not cold. You know, it's May in western New York, so this is typically kind of a volatile, well, not volatile, but like an unsettled weather time. You know, you can have 70 degrees one day and 42 degrees the next day. I think we're still waiting for those 70-degree days. Those of you that are in the area here, you know what I'm talking about. It hasn't been overly warm, but you know, it is what it is. It's springtime in New York, right? Checking out the rocks. He loves the rocks because rock piles a lot of times harbor little critters, and he likes playing with the little critters. You can see it's greening up real nice here. They've started all the grass cutting and everything, and kind of a real pisser this year, and not even specific to this year, but we took a walk. There's a wooded area, more brush, like a brush area and some trees and such over on the western edge of this complex here, and we've always gone over there. And oh, we all know what time of the year it is. It's grass time. It's starting to grow here, and picky as he is, we found some that he likes over here. Now this area, like right over here, see that earth mound over there? Up along the top of that was his favorite grass ever. So I'll see if we can get over there. It's still pretty damp up in here from the, you know, the spring rains. But if we can get over there, I don't know that it's going to be super long yet, but it's growing, and he's finding some. He's been trying to pick at some couple of spots on our little walk around the block where it's starting to grow, and there's only a certain kind he likes. You know, there's a few different brands of grass in here. I don't know what you call varieties of grass, not brands, and there's only one that he likes over here. So he picks his way through it through a combination of touch and smell. I watch him do it. See him kind of drag his muzzle along there. Oh, there, found one. Hey, let's go over this way, left. Come on, let's go this way and see if there's grass over here. Come on. He heard that. Come on, this way. Over this way. Yesterday on our walk, there were 2 muskrats on the edge of the pond up in the grass, chewing on some grass over there, and he went into full-on hunting mode. So great to see him do that. He walks in that crouch position. Very, very deliberate movements. If you've ever seen a dog in hunting mode like that, it's so cool. And he went into it. He wouldn't snap out. We went all the way around the pond to the other side, and he was just stuck in hunt mode. He's got it. But back here, there's an abundance of animals. We saw a deer the other day, and oh, he wanted me to let him go so he could go play with the deer. So they've torn things up over here since the last time we were here. There's new ownership of this, what do you want to call it, this neighborhood here that Mom lives in. There's new ownership. So some things are changing. Okay. And Mom's actually looking to move. She's had a lot of complaints about this place for years that they've been here, and things just don't get addressed, which I don't know is that uncommon. You know, when you're not like the homeowner, landowner, you lose control over stuff like that. And I've tried to counsel her on, you know, she's not going to have the same control that she had when they were in their house on their land. You're at the mercy of, and you can't dictate what they do, unfortunately, you know. And I don't know, I can understand she's having a hard time relinquishing the want of that control. I get it. Oh, there's a lot of prickers in here, and I'm wearing, you guessed it, shorts. Oh, puppy, we gotta rethink our plan here. It's just a rock. What are you doing? It's just a rock. Something was there. Come on, pup. Up this way. There you go. Leave your mark. Up here. Come on. Up this way. There you go. There's a little game trail right here. Oh, prickers. Ah! Oh, this is great to be back here. And oh, boy, you do miss this kind of terrain when you don't have it. Last week I had to go out and start the heater in the rig to keep the batteries warm, because we went down into the upper 20s for 3 nights. So when I woke up at 3:30, 4 a.m., I wandered out there, and every morning, the first morning, the battery compartment showed 32 degrees on the nose, and it was 35 inside the rig. So I turned the heater on, turned on my bilge fan to blow the warm air out into the battery box, and came back out, I don't know, an hour later, and it was, 49 degrees and then 55, and that was well before the sun came up. And then the next morning, the next 2 mornings, it was 35 degrees when I went out there. So same thing, turned the heater on, put the fan on. I mean, that system works, but I do want to come up with something better. I know that a bunch of you recommended some different solutions. They have those, I think they're mats actually for RV water tanks. They're like a heating pad. So you can get those and put them around the batteries. And they run on, I believe, 12 volt, if I'm not mistaken, hopefully. That's what I would want, is a 12 volt solution. So I'm gonna see if I can come up with something. We don't do a lot of freezing overnight temperatures. It'd be way easier to have something that you just click a switch and the heater turns on, as opposed to having to turn on the diesel heater and run the fan. That's not needed all the time. Obviously, if it's cold enough that I'm worried about the batteries, then I'm gonna be running the diesel heater, and I can run the fan that pumps air out in there. The problem is that fan. Hey, oh no, dude. See, I get distracted when I'm talking with all of you and wasn't really paying attention to where he's taking me. I can't get up in there, buddy. Come on back this way. Come on. Come on. Come the same way you went. Oh, good boy. Brought a few bushes with you. Oh, here, yep, this was his spot last year. Right here on this cliff. Oh, come on, dude. Left. No, 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 no. Oh, this is, you can't tell. This is almost straight down. You know, granted, it's not like rocks or anything, but if he slips up, hey, come on back up this way. That's too steep. Come on. See, I saved him. But this was his favorite grass right here. Look at him. Oh, is that your grass? Whatever this breed is up in here, he just goes for it. And it gets really thick blades. It needs to grow yet. Here, there's some over here. Oh, hold on. I got to get rid of these bushes that are all wrapped up in the... There we go. Ah! What a mess. There's some. It's just baby yet. There you go. Yep. This is where he always finds it, right along this ridge right here. This is like an earth mound. They moved here when they were doing the construction of this place. Okay, let's go. He loves it over there. So we walked over there the other day. The grass wasn't yet grown up tall enough so that he could really chow down, but he did find it and he did have some. And we were only over there like 15 or 20 minutes. And then we walked back to the folks' house, and a little while later, I'm upstairs and Mom is, David! And I run down there, and crawling on Lefty's back is a big tick. You know, thankfully they're really easy to see on him. So I grab it and I kill it and flushed it. And then later that day, upstairs, Lefty's laying on the bed with me, and I look over and there's a tick crawling across the blanket. So I grab that and I kill it. And then I think it was later that same afternoon, we were out back on the little deck out there, and I look at Lefty's back leg and I see a little black spot, and I reach over, and sure enough, it was another tick, and it had bitten him because there was a little spot of blood, but the tick was dead. So I got rid of that one. So 3 ticks from one 20-minute walk over in the brush. And, you know, every year back here, Mom always gives me like the tick report. They say, oh, the ticks are really heavy this year. Oh, there's the family of geese crossing the road. So all the geese here have had their babies. Oh, there's 2 families. Oh, there comes another one down there. 3 families. So there's a pond that's over on the other side of the road behind the church there. So they spend their days going back and forth from this pond to that pond. And so they're over here now. Those little baby geese grow so fast. It's incredible. I mean, a week ago they were just little teeny, freshly born, and now they're like football size. It's incredible. But man, do they leave a lot of crap. Holy smokes, do geese crap a lot. And it's the size of dog crap. It's pretty big. So I have to keep Lefty out of this area. See, I'm about to yank him back up out of here, because they populate this hillside here by the side of the pond, and they just leave a mess up here. It's terrible. But there's a couple of muskrats in the pond that Lefty knows about, so he's always interested in looking in the pond when we're down here. And I did see like all of the little carp fish. You know, they're like orange colored. I'm sure they're carp. I saw all them the other day. So remember last year we had those water birds that were here, and I was afraid they had eaten all of the fish, but they're all back out again. Come on, up here, buddy. Hold on. Oh, you just got a shot of my new hiking footwear. These are Merrell. One of the areas of my life that Mom is always involved in is my footwear. She has adopted my feet and likes to keep me with good footwear. When we came back here, I was talking to her about my last pair of hiking shoes that she had got for me, and they were Merrell, and they lasted 2.5 years and pretty much everyday use. Hey, come on. Oh God, that's a dead goose right there. Ah, I wondered what he was sniffing. Oh my gosh. Unbelievably, people hit the geese. They're always crossing the road here. And everybody in the neighborhoods around here, they all know that. So there's always geese crossing and people stop and wait. But sure enough, every year, it seems like somebody runs over one or more. One year, this was 4 or 5 years ago, it was basically the whole, I don't know what you call it, the whole litter of youngins, and somebody had run them. They ran them all over. They were all in the road dead, like 5 of them. Really terrible to see. When we got back here, I was telling her how my Merrells were wearing out. They had a crack in them, like where my front of my foot flexes, and the front lip sole was starting to delaminate from the shoe body. And so next thing I know, a box shows up and she's ordered me a new pair. So I can't complain. Those last ones, like I said, they lasted like 2.5 years of everyday use. Because I used to wear, like, I have Columbia, like ankle high hiking boots, and those were what I wore when we went out walking and hiking. And I only wore my sneakers like if we were going into town, my going to town footwear. But when I got those Merrells, they were so comfortable that I found myself wearing them all the time. For hiking, for walking, for going to town, everything. So I can't complain. I beat them up pretty good, and they lasted 2.5 years, and they're still wearable. I mean, they're still in the house. It's going to be hard to dispose of them because they are still wearable, but I can only carry so many pairs of footwear in the rig, at the rate we've been going with Lefty tearing down all of my shoe racks. Actually, if I'd like to come up with a shoe rack that's not fabric based, like something that's like wood or metal that he can't just grab with his teeth and rip apart. Okay, buddy, come on. When even just a little piece of the kind of grass he likes, he goes for it. Okay, come on, pup, come on. So Lefty I got him into his vet appointment, his annual checkup. We are at the vet, and Lefty's just getting his annual check him out, and make sure he's doing okay. So they just took him, in back because he's getting his distemper, his rabies is due, and they're doing, a little blood draw for his tests. And we've tried doing that in the room with me, and he doesn't do well when I'm with him. And the one doctor told me that that's not uncommon. They get protective of the owner, and they act differently. Because every time when they take him in back, they say he's fine. He's great. He doesn't give them any trouble. But saying that, in years past, I have heard him, they take him out and around in the back there, and I can hear him. He's not quiet. He is not a quiet dog. He's been in here. He has sniffed every single millimeter of this room 5 times. Everything on the countertop and both chairs, and talking to me and grumbling the whole time. He doesn't like being here. You know, nothing good ever comes when we come to the doctor. It's so funny though, when we pull up in here, he's always like excited, you know, wants to get out of the car and come right in the building. So he's got something. And then once he gets in here, he doesn't seem to really mind it. He just gets anxious, I can tell. And he's anxious. I haven't heard him yet. You know, he's getting a little older, a little wiser. I was about to say a little quieter, but that's we all know that's not the truth. If they just like do him fast, because they've taken him back there before, and I think like maybe they don't get to him immediately, and then he just starts barking and talking and, you know, giving them what for. I haven't heard a peep. Wow. It's actually a little concerning that I'm not hearing him. I mean, I have heard him back there just rah, 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 rah. He's really going to town. He actually stares at these pictures. And this one here, he was grumbling at. Okay, so they gave him the Benadryl shot. You know, he's had allergic reactions to some of the shots in the past. And so we started doing Benadryl beforehand, and that seems to, so he doesn't have any issues. You know, it's been a few years since that happened, and it was just that once. So they shot him with the Benadryl, and we're waiting 10 minutes-ish, and then they're going to come get him and give him the vaccine. He's got to get his rabies today. So rabies and distemper, I don't know why, I hate poking him with these things. You know, knowing that he's had reactions in the past. And then like, there's a third one that he gets every year, but we're going to do that one by itself. I'm going to come back because that's the one that seemed to cause him trouble before. But I don't know what it is. I hate poking him with these things, and, you know, if he's going to have a reaction or if it's going to make him feel wonky. I just don't like doing it. Oh, I wonder if that's from the Benadryl. It's never made him sleepy before, but I took him for a long bike ride and a walk this morning, so he heard that. And brought in a sample, and they checked that everything was good. He had to get his rabies. You know, every 3 years you get a rabies vaccine, so he was due. So he got that. You know, he's had allergic reactions to certain shots that he's gotten in the past. So we always do the Benadryl beforehand. So we did that this time. He got the shots. It was distemper and rabies. And he was fine. But now here we are, several days later, I suddenly noticed that he's licking on his front legs. And they're red. You know, they're irritated. You know, if you've ever had a dog that's got the irritation itch and they just lick and make it 10 times worse, you know. So I went and looked. When this happened before with him, there's a medication, you know, used to be like steroid, like prednisone, and I found some of that in 2 bottles of that from the past, because I didn't like that stuff. I gave that to him 1 time, and man, that was the one time This was back in my house. That was the one time that he peed in the house. He was on that prednisone steroid, and he was drinking water like, you know, his full-time job. And then he had to go out and pee, and he was over at the sliding door off the kitchen, you know, talking to me, letting me know. And I go scrambling over there, and before I could get him clipped on the out the door and clipped on the leash, he let go. And, you know, it's a linoleum floor in the kitchen, not a big deal. And it was basically like clear like water because he had just been drinking and peeing so much. I felt so bad for him because he's, you know, he never did that in the house. Ever since I first got him, he's never done that. And he always would go to the farthest reach of his leash out in the backyard at the house. He would go all the way to the far corner of the yard, as far as the leash. Oh, pause video. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, he would go to the far corner of the yard to take a leak or to, you know, do the other thing. He's always been that way. Even at the campsites, he goes to the farthest, stretches out to the end of his leash and does his work, you know. So I felt really bad that he was kind of forced to letting his bladder go that one time in the house. Oh, get up. Here, let me stand that up. Hold on. Yeah, it got really windy here yesterday afternoon. Come here, pup. Come here. Got really windy, and I'm sure that blew this over. Okay. Had to restart the camera. It was all jittery. I'm shooting this on my phone, and so I got to get a new phone. And some of you gave me some tips on where to buy like used phones that are, you know, certified. And so I've been looking on those websites, that Rebello, and oh gosh, what was the other one? The other one, I can't remember the name. And, you know, I'm looking at getting a Samsung phone, like 2 models old, like not the newest model, but going back 2 models. So even one that's 2 models old is going to be far superior to my phone here, because this one is really lagging, really bad. It takes, I don't know how long to unlock it, start the camera app, hit record, and then it finally starts recording. It's just bad. So it's time. I don't know, I have such a hard time forking out the money. You know, when it was time for Dalen's iPhone, no problem. I took care of that for her last year, but to get one for myself, makes me cringe. Speaking of Dalen, and he just heard me say her name, so now he's looking for her. She was over yesterday, and today she's going into work to give flowers. You know, she's the activities director at a nursing home in a neighboring town here, a suburb of Rochester. So she's going in just real quick to give some flowers to some of her folks there that she takes care of, which is nice. And then afterwards, we're on a project. She wants to get the interior of her house painted. From what I can tell, the interior of her place is still the original builder's white, like it was never painted, ever. There's no evidence of ever being painted. And it's this chalky white, you know, super flat, like, oh, it makes, I'm getting like a shiver thinking about it. If you drag your fingernails down it like a chalkboard, just, oh. So it needs to be painted. I mean, it's white. Every room, every wall is white. So it needs to be painted. And, first thing I'm like, oh yeah, we can paint that. Now her house is like, it's one of these house designs that has like when you go upstairs, there's like as you walk along the hall, you're looking down into the living room. Hey, come on, don't. You're looking down into the living room. So the wall height in the living room goes all the way up to the ceiling of the second floor in that area. So it's 18 feet, 20 feet high. You know, I'm like, yeah, we can do that. We can go get a ladder, because I don't have a ladder anymore. We can get a ladder and get a really long extendable rollers, and we can do it. And of course, right? I want to do it myself. But then the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, we should hire someone and, you know, get our funds together and get somebody over there that's a professional that can throw the paint on for her. So the first part of this is figuring out what color does she want to paint stuff. So the plan is after she's done visiting the folks at her job, I'm gonna meet her over at her house, and we're gonna go over to Home Depot to the paint department. And she's already got an idea of the color she wants for the downstairs. I'm like, well, if you're going to get it done, then you're going to want to paint, you know, the bedroom, the guest bedroom, you know, upstairs. So we need to pick out not just the one color, but multiple colors. So that's the plan today, is to take a quick trip over there and see if we can pick out the colors. And I told her what we can do is, you know, get a quart or whatever, a small amount of it made up, and then do a test, put some on the wall, and, you know, stand back and look at it and see if we think it's the right color. And then we got to find a painter. And, you know, finding a true, you know, finding a professional person that takes pride in their work and isn't going to try to be a scam. I don't even know how you go about doing that, you know. I've always been a do-it-myselfer person, except when it came to things I couldn't do, like replacing the garage door or getting the roof done on my house. You know, those were things I hired out for. And my experience with getting the roof done did not go well. You know, I went to one of the really well-known names for construction here in Rochester and hired them on to do my roof. It was just a what do you call it? Putting shingles over. You know, it was the original roof. So the first, I forget what you call it. You put shingles over top of the shingles, you know. Hired them to do that, and it turned out to be an absolute disaster. The crew they sent looked like they, you know, the old rusted out van, and these guys did it all, and we had a windstorm like 4 days later, and like 10 of the shingles they put down blew off the roof. So they had to come out and fix that. I swear to God, like 3 days later, another windstorm, shingles blew off the roof again. So I got up there with shingles and my hammer and nails, and I did it myself, and they lasted. Ultimately, I ended up contacting a small roofing and construction firm that was based out of a little south of us here in the next town down, and they came and did a full tear off, replaced a couple pieces of plywood that they found that were soft, and they charged me like 1/4 of what the other place, you know, the big name did. So picking the big name is not the answer, I guess, is what I'm getting at, because I got burned doing that. No pride in their work. You know, if the roof needed a piece of plywood, tell me it needs a piece of plywood, and we'll do it. But don't just do a repair that you know is going to fail. Because finally I got the one kid that was working there on their second repair. I got him to tell me, he said, yeah, you've got a soft spot up there that probably should be fixed. And I'm like, well, you know, great time to tell me now. It wasn't his fault. You know, the salesman that visited me, in hindsight, I don't think that guy could say a truth if his life depended on it. He just said whatever needed to be said to get me to sign the paper and give him a check. And speaking of that, now that just reminded me, after I, signed the contract, then the guy gets back in touch with me and was like, he wanted a check for, I forget what the amount was, $500 or $700, which, I talked to some people about that, and they're like, oh, because that's his commission. He wanted the commission to be paid right away, and then you pay the rest of it on the job completion. They're like, that's just sleazy. And this was, again, a big name construction firm here in Rochester. So to find a reputable painter that we can trust, I'm not looking forward to that endeavor, because I don't want my daughter to have her start in home ownership and repairs to have a really bad experience. I want her to have a really good experience. So we've got to find somebody that can come and be honest and say it's going to cost this much and this is how much paint we're going to need and I can do it on this date, and live up to all that stuff. That's what I want to have happen. Yeah, so we're not walking up. This is the area where we got all the ticks. And I haven't taken him up in there again, which really stinks because we used to go up in there and we would see deer and all kinds of great stuff up in there. And now I can't take him in there anymore. Really stinks. Buddy, we can't go in there. Come on, this way. Come on, pup. And every time we come down here and I have to turn him around and walk back the other way, he gets so mad at me. I can tell. So mad. Come on, puppy. Come on. We got to go this way. Okay. There you go. So I mentioned about getting the repairs done on the rig and repairs done to the body too here. Those were my things that needed to happen back here, is getting the rig worked on and seeing my doctor to see what the heck happened. So I've been to my doctor. Today we are at the docks. I'm getting a CT scan of my, my gut. So I got here an hour before the actual scan time, and the reason being that they have to load me up with this contrast dye, and what that means is, and excuse me, sorry for my sleepy look, I had to be here at 8 a.m. or I'm sorry, I had to be here at 8:30. I got here at 8:15, and I couldn't have my coffee before coming. So you can see the bags under my eyes. This time of day, it's coming up on 9 o'clock now. I'm usually, hanging out with Lefty and watching videos and answering comments, So to be out in the world right now, I'm lost. But so what I've got to do is every 10 minutes I have to drink one more cup of this. This is water with some contrast dye in it. And then I guess right before the actual scan, they pump some dye into me intravenously so that I get really, I guess I glow in the dark at that point. I don't know. So that's why I'm here early. I'm watching the clock. I got 2 more minutes to go before I drink another cup. And it just tastes like water. It's a dilute mixture. So she did give me a heads up. She said that when they do the IV dye, I'll feel like a warm flush feeling, and it'll make me feel like I'm going to pee in my pants. So looking forward to that. That is the weirdest feeling. They're right. It feels like you've peed your pants. It gets really warm. Very strange. Well, that's over. So they're just coming back in. They've got to take the IV out, and then I can get out of here and get some coffee. Oh my gosh, do I need coffee. You know what I've been watching? They got an awesome TV in here. I've been watching Rawhide with a very young Clint Eastwood. This channel, I don't know, this is a channel that plays a bunch of old shows over and over again. See, I don't watch like regular TV, so when I come across a channel like this, I'm like, oh my gosh, a TV station that plays old shows over and over. That's like 90% of them, right? Dude, what are you looking at under there? Huh? What are you doing? I better get this. Yeah. Can you translate that to English for me? Just got back from having the... Oh, what the heck are you doing? Hello. Are you done? You having crazy time? I just got back from getting the CT scan. Lefty was very happy to see me, and I gave him his breakfast with a bunch of chicken, fresh chicken, all warmed and stirred in there, and he ate the whole thing. So I picked up a cup of McDonald's coffee on the way home. I just took one of the largest leaks I've ever taken because I drank all of that liquid water and contrast dye. Man, I'll tell you, that was the strangest feeling when they had me in the CT machine and they did a test shot and said it's good. Now I'm going to introduce the dye. So into my IV, she pushes it. She said you're going to feel a little warm and it's going to feel like you peed your pants. And boy, are they right. You get all warm and super warm down in between your legs, like you just peed. It doesn't feel like you have to pee, but the warmth makes you think that you peed in your pants. Very crazy, but everything went fine. So she said just drink some waters today to flush the rest of the contrast stuff out of me. So I'm gonna get my coffee in me and then just start chugging water all day. And I've got some blue Powerade too that I can share. So that's done. I'm going to wait to hear from my doctor and see if anything showed up on that. Let's hope that something stands out so we can at least get some direction on where we're going with this. I'd like to know what changed in my gut. Explain to him everything that I went through and all the strange goings-ons in my guts. And so he, laid me down and poked and prodded and pushed and checked everything and coughed me. And he's like, you're not sensitive anywhere and I don't feel anything incorrect. He goes, but because you're complaining about, right side abdominal pain, I'm going to put you down for a CT scan. So we did that. I went and got a CT scan. Had blood work also done and urine. Dude, stop pulling me that direction. Come on, my arm is about to fall off. Let's go this way. Come on. Okay. Yeah, so the CT scan was done. Got the results, heard from my doctor. They don't see anything. Everything looks normal. Had the blood work. Everything looks normal and good. Had the urine test. Everything looks normal and good. So my doctor, I have another appointment with him. It's actually one I had made last year. It's coming up here in about 3 weeks for my annual physical. So we had decided that after I went for all the testing and such, if nothing, alarming showed up, that we would follow up at my next appointment. So in a few weeks, I'm going to go in there and I kept telling him, like, as I was describing all of the symptoms and feelings that I had, I said I knew I was going to end up coming in here and listing off all these kind of vague symptoms and pains and such. And he's like, hey, it was enough to make you go to the hospital out there when you were in Arizona. He goes, so something, it was enough to do that. What he did do, though, he gave me a prescription for Prilosec. He goes, I want you to take this every day and see if it makes a change. And it did. It absolutely did. For the first time in a while, my stomach like neutral. I don't feel, I don't have any feeling going on. So, armed with that feedback at my next appointment, maybe he can now determine possibly what happened, So I've been eating basically any food that I want here. Mom makes chicken breast with fresh broccoli and rice and just so good, right? And I have, like, upstairs, when I go upstairs, there's a long, like, banister that as you walk down the hall to the bedroom, and I have a cardboard box just overflowing with all kinds of snacks and stuff, because I go to the grocery store to get lunch meat and bread for sandwiches, and I'm like, oh, there's this pretzel that I like, and there's these chips that I like, and there's these Oreo cookies that I like, and all of this stuff. So my snack stash upstairs is kind of bonkers, Like, if I laid it all out and took a photo, it would be embarrassing. It would absolutely be embarrassing. I looked up Prilosec, and it's for, like, treating ulcer and kind of stuff. So maybe that's what it was, that I gave myself an ulcer from all the, I don't know, excessively large meals, varied meals, added with, my inherent stress level that I seem to carry with me through a lot of situations. So maybe all that together was a nice little brew inside my gut that caused something bad to happen. But physically, like structurally, they haven't found anything. And, when the labs come back good, which is great, but I was saying to myself as I was going to the doc before, I said, man, I hope they find something, because if I go through all these tests and there's nothing, does that mean I'm like just crazy and that I like imagined all of this? Because no, I know something, something happened, and I don't know, but we'll find out here in a few weeks when I go back to see the doc. So this week, actually, I stopped up and talked with my buddies up there at the shop, and I've got an appointment for the rig this Thursday. So 4 days from now, this is going up. So I talked with the guy Harry, the guy that worked on this with me before, and so I made the appointment for an alignment. So we're gonna check over. This is like the first step to figuring out what's wrong. I described to him what's happening with it, and talked to him also about doing the brakes. So we're going up there this Thursday to start figuring out what's happening. And some of you reached out with messages about your experience with your E-Series rig and what you found. The ball joints have been replaced, radius arm bushings, steering stabilizer, shocks. And I think that's it. So I haven't done any of the like I-beam bushings, and one of you mentioned that's what solved your wonky feeling. I haven't done I-beam bushings or control arm bushings or tie rods, and so we're going to check all of those things over and see if something is wiggling. Hey, leave her alone, Lefty. Oh, so I was talking about Lefty having the redness on his legs. So I found the medication that I gave him before that fixed this for him was Apoquil. And I know some of you are going to say, no, don't give him that. With any medication, there's pros and cons. For him, the Apoquil always worked really well, and it's not steroid based, so it doesn't have those side effects. But it stopped him from licking and licking and licking. It gets rid of the itching, I guess, so that whatever is going on can heal up. So I just gave him that for 2 days. Today will be the third day. I only have a little bit of the medication left. If it doesn't get him on the track to being okay, then I'm going to have to go back to the vet and either have them look at it, get some more Apoquil, So I don't know. I'm guessing it's from one of the vaccines. So I just don't want him to be uncomfortable. So I hope the Epiquil I have will take care of it. He's, totally acting normal, eating, drinking, everything. It was just he was licking, but he stopped the licking now. So I hope he gets all fixed. So those are just some of the things I wanted to update you all, since we got back here. My health, the rig health, Lefty health. Mom's doing well. Howard's doing well. Howard's my stepdad. He's doing well. Dalen's doing well. And I told Dalen that the folks want to see her on camera, so the next time I come to goof around with her, I'm going to have a camera in my hand because all of you want to see her. And she said, yeah, okay. So, yes. All right, thanks for taking the walk around the block with us. Thanks for being here. Everyone take care, be safe. We'll see y'all again real soon. What? Oh, you better get it. You better. Oh, hey. What? Oh, you got it? You got your snack? We're just pulling out to run over to the grocery store, and these people have horses in their front yard. They were not there before. I saw the guy putting up this white fence this morning and wondered what he was doing. Oh, there's a baby horse. Look at the baby horse. I knew I heard horses over here the other day. I heard it, and I didn't know where it was coming from. I see they have like a fenced area back there, but Lefty is very interested as soon as he caught sight of them. Yeah. And he's sniffing because he loves horses and cows. He really does. He wants to play with them so bad. You got to come back inside the car, Left. Hey, come on, buddy. Come on, inside. Left, come on. Okay. All right, goofball. We did a long bike ride this morning, so he got some good exercise. Okay, calm down. Okay, buddy. He just unclipped my seatbelt. Go! What are you doing? Well, don't be staring at me, giving me the stink eye. What are you doing? Yeah. What the heck is going on? He has his vet appointment today for his annual checkup. I think he's going to do just fine. He's in really good shape. Not so loud. Hey, not so loud. Left, it's too early. Shh. Don't be huffing and puffing at me. What are you huffing and puffing about? Huh? Hey, don't be looking at me out of the corner of your eyes. What? Who was that? Who was that? Uh-oh. Oh, sway. There you go. That's a good boy. Now, oh. Come on, let's get back. Come on. No, that's a good puppy. Jump up. Come on, puppy. You're very muddy. You're very dirty. Let's take your bath. Okay? Look, nice and warm. Yeah. Nice warm water. Okay? Come on. Okay, come on. Let's go. Come on. Up, up, up. There you go. Come on. There you go. Oh, all the mud. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, look at the mud. Good boy. Does that feel good? Yeah. Does that feel good? Very good boy, left. Very good boy. No, 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 no. Stay safe. All right? Stay safe. Okay, I hear you. Hey. Nope. Nope. You almost got me. Stay, stay, stay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Almost blew it there. I forgot your towel. Huh. What? Whoop. Oh, oh, go. Ah! Success. Oh, does that feel good? Hold on. What? Okay. Oh. Woo! Look at the freckles. Mr. Freckles. What? Look at Mr. Freckles. Ah. Does that feel good? Ah. I know that feels good. Oh. Mr. Clean. You were so muddy. Oh my gosh. Okay. What? Ooh, wet footprints. You feel better? I feel better for you. There's a lot of mud. We just came from the dog park with Galen, and he brought half of the park home with him. Feel better? I'll shop you. Why are you making so much noise? Lefty. Hey! That's enough! Oh my gosh. Can you just give me a break? Huh? What are you doing? You've already been out twice. You had your dental snack. You had a milk bone snack. I gave you your bowl of food for breakfast, which you ignored. He is so spoiled. Hey. What? Can I have kisses? Thank you. Thank you. He's a good kisser. Huh? Aren't you a good kisser? God, my boy. Where's the papa? Huh? Where's the papa? Thank you. He's such a good boy. Oh my goodness. So if I go back and sit on that bed, are you going to start making noise again? Let's find out. I thought so. Oh, it's raining. You hear the rain? It's raining. Again. I know. Yeah. No. 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 Come here up on the bed. Huh? Come here up on the bed. Dude. I do not understand one word that you're saying. You're slurring. Were you drunk on dental chews? Huh? Are you drunk on the dentals? Oh, speaking of, hold on a second. Hold on. Don't get all excited. We got something in the mail. Yes, we did. I started the Amazon wish list back up, and I put a couple of things on there, and sure enough, they showed up. Oh, we haven't had these. Yeah, we've been out of the good treats for quite a while. Ryan and Christine, thank you. You guys are great. Thank you for sending these. And his favorite, his brushing chews. One a day keeps his breath nice and sweet. And when we run out of them, after a couple days, he starts to have not bad breath, but normally his breath is totally neutral. Like, you don't smell anything. That's one of the things I really like about him. He's not a stinky dog. Never has been. But those dental chews, whatever they got in them, it keeps him smelling springtime fresh. And that's a perfect time. You gotta let me open the bag. Oh, go boys. Oh, that was a double. Yeah, he's on it. Thank you to Ryan and Christine for sending these. It was great to meet you two when you came by to see us down in Arizona too. Thank you.